You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
See anything?
The tops of the trees have been knocked down. Looks like something went into the pond. Whatever it is, it's not gonna get out till next spring.
Probably a meteor or something. I better check in. The woman who phoned said she was gonna call the National Guard. This is 1183A. 1183A with a checkout.
Go ahead.
Checking out reports of an unidentified flying object. Supposed to have landed in the area of Hook's Landing. Appears something is cut off the top of some trees. Came down to the ice at Tracy's Pond, and we can't see it now.
Bill?
Hold on a second. Yeah?
There are footprints up here. They come from the pond. Looks like they got out of whatever landed.
There appears to be some evidence that, well, we'll call you back.
What's this all about?
We don't know yet.
How's that?
We'll call you back in a little bit.
All right, Patrick. But there's some talk of a bridge going out up there. When you can, make sure you take a good look and see if she's posted and blocked off. Enough ice to be jammed up against it to cool the Congo.
Roger and out.
No question about it. Something left the pond and went into that diner.
Looks like a bus in front of the diner. I think it came out of the pond.
Very funny.
Sorry. Let's leave the car and follow the tracks. I want to make sure they lead to the diner.
Wintry February night. Actually, it's November, just kidding. The present, so it's November. Order of events. A phone call from a frightened woman noting the arrival of an unidentified flying object, a UFO, if you will. The checkout you just witnessed with the state troopers verifying the event, and nothing more enlightening to add beyond the evidence of some tracks leading across a highway to a diner. You've heard of trying to find a needle in a haystack. Well, with us now, you'll be a part of an investigating team whose mission is not to find that proverbial needle. No. Instead, you've got to do something harder. You've got to find a Martian in a diner. In just a moment, you'll search with him because you've just entered, dun dun dun, the Twilight Zone. Jugga-da-da-da.
Trouble? Whose bus is this out here? That's mine, officer. What's the problem?
The bridge up ahead has been declared temporarily impassable. Ice flow stacked up against it. Another pound of weight and it could be driftwood.
That's rough. Can't turn around and go back. There's a slide up there at the turnoff. Blocked the whole road. Looks like you're kind of marooned.
Till morning, anyway. Till morning? I've got to be in Boston at 9 a.m.
Then you better start walking, mister, because that bus stays there until they fix the bridge. Either that or have them drop some snowshoes.
So, you might as well get comfortable and get a little hot food in ya.
Oh, that's just great. That's fine, isn't it? Get comfortable. Get a little hot food in you. That's precious little consolation for missing my meeting in Boston. Ha! That's a fine little bus line you work for, isn't it? They care so much about their schedules, don't they?
I wouldn't be too hard on them, mister. They have no control over the snow, the bridges, the side of the hills coming down. It's pretty much out of their hands.
Okay, I think that was really good.
What do you think? They were all on that bus, weren't they? What's the trouble? Are y'all looking for somebody? Hey, driver, you got a passenger manifest over there? Passenger manifest? Why do you think I got parked out there, man? Oceanic Flight 815? Look, I got a 14-year-old bus, and business is lousy. Like, I don't ask the passengers their names, man. Shit. Fucked that up. A passenger manifest? Seriously, what do you think I got out there? Oceanic Flight 815? Mister, what I have out there is a 14-year-old bus, and business is lousy. Right? My boss would run rum across the border if there was a profit in it. I don't ask the passengers their names. We just kiss them gently. We help them in. We're glad to have them, with or without names.
Know how many you had?
6, unless one of them fell out the window when we hit a bump. But I had 6 that I picked up and 6 to deliver.
Nobody fell out. They must have jumped in. There's 7 here now.
That's funny.
I know I had 6 people.
So, was anybody in here before the bus stopped? No, I haven't served anyone since 11 this morning. I thought all y'all got off that bus together.
We did. Girl, there was like nobody in here when we got off the bus.
Then how do you account for 7 people?
Hell if I know. One of them didn't get off the bus. Yeah.
Which one of you wasn't on the bus?
We were all on the bus.
What kind of interrogation is this anyway? I want a lawyer.
That's a good one. First he wants snowshoes, then he wants a lawyer.
Don't remember seeing you on the bus.
That's quite funny, because I don't remember seeing you neither. Makes one of us a liar, don't it?
This is preposterous. There could have been one of us, there could have been 120 of us. What is this, a diner or a Gestapo headquarters?
Oh, now, take it easy, mister. What's up? Did you hear anything flying over here tonight? Flying over here? No, I didn't hear anything. We got a call about 2 hours ago. Woman said she heard something fly over and then come down. Fly over here? From where?
From up there, an unidentified flying object.
Unidentified flying object? Nothing's come down from up there except snow. That's all I've seen for the past 14 hours. Snow! Where'd you say it came down?
Close to here.
Look, something did land in Tracy's pond. Left a trail of broken branches before it hit. We found tracks leading away from it.
To where?
To here.
You mean something landed in Tracy's pond and then came in here? That's crazy. Nothing came in here since 11 this morning. Nothing except...
Except me and my passengers. Me and 6 people. That means one person here.
George, I don't like this.
Easy, honey, easy.
Now, let me get this straight. You're trying to tell us that there's one person in here who landed in some kind of saucer or something and then came in here?
Came in here with us?
Well, that's just not possible. We just seen them.
Not necessarily. It's snowing and dark. We climbed off of that bus with our eyes closed to get out of the snow. Anyone could have come in with us and we wouldn't have noticed.
You were all on the bus together. You would have known who the other passengers were.
Well, that don't cut in the ice. They loaded onto the snow at Hook's Landing. Tell you the truth, I don't know who got on.
She's just like a science fiction. That's what she is. A regular Ray Bradbury. 6 humans and 1 monster from outer space. You wouldn't happen to have an eye in the back of your head, would you?
Look, I find you offensive. Know that?
What do you do now, officer?
Look, lady, this isn't exactly par for our courses either. We go off on a lot of nutty assignments, but this one, wow.
Well, I know how you begin. You pair off the couples. Since it's just one person who doesn't belong here, you eliminate the couples.
We're exonerated. Cross us off. We're 2 of the humans.
Us too. My wife and I, we were in the clear. What's the matter?
I could have sworn you had a mole on your chin.
A mole on my chin? Connie, I never had a mole on my chin.
I can tell you what's going to happen. We're all going to get so panicky that everyone and his brother will start picking up invisible cues from everyone else. This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
Well, of course it's nonsense. If a husband and wife suddenly start wondering whether the husband is really the husband and the wife is really...
Now, wait a minute. I think 23 years is long enough for a woman to know who she's married to. So I think you stop looking at me like I just put on this face as part of a costume.
You got a back door to this place?
Sure, why?
Go back and lock it.
Well, it's already locked, and if that's certain somebody really is from outer space, they just go through the wall anyway.
Great.
Ha! I love this. She don't know who he is. He don't know who she is. We don't know who she is. And this lemon sucker here, he's the most suspicious of the bunch. Checking for wings. Checking for wings. Look under their coats.
Hey there, Grandpa. You got identification?
I left it in the pond down on my spaceship.
Oh, tell me, who won the World Series last year?
What is this? Some prolonged practical joke?
I get it. Pittsburgh Pirates won it. Took 4 out of 7 from the Yankees. Sharp boys, real sharp boys. Didn't think us Martians would know nothing about the great American pastime now, did you? Huh? You got identification, miss? Well, no. As a matter of fact, I don't. I left my wallet. I left it in my suitcase, and it was shipped on ahead. What's your name, miss? Ethel McConnell. I'm a professional dancer. How many legs? How many legs? I'm gonna belt you, Grandpa. She was on the bus. How do you know? She's the only one I noticed. Well, thank you.
But who noticed him? How do you know you're the same one driving the bus, huh? Ain't nobody been exonerated here, that's for sure. Look, let's cut this farce out right now. We'll all show our identifications and put a stop to it. The whole thing's ridiculous. Then how do you explain the extra person in here? Yes, how about that? Very simple. The driver is mistaken. 7 people got on the bus and he thought there were only 6. Is that possible? Not a chance in the world. I counted heads before we took off.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes each one she passes goes.
What caused that?
We're making a laugh out of all this in the morning. In the meantime, everyone stay right where they are.
Where are the troopers?
Oh, stepped outside. Snow stop. Say, Haley, that wasn't your gag, was it? I mean, that business about the jukebox starting and all that.
Not me. I'm strictly short orders and pay your taxes. I don't know anything about science fiction.
A jukebox is a jukebox. And if that thing wants to start up all on its own, you'll check with an electrical engineer. Take me to your leader! Take me to your leader! Find anything?
No. Had a look at the bridge.
It's holding up pretty well.
I know that bridge, and what's more, I don't trust it.
Well, thank goodness we needn't concern ourselves with your judgment. If that bridge gets a clean bill of health, you'll drive us right across it. Listen, mister, you may be a big shot in Boston, but when it comes to buses and bridges, I got seniority. And that bridge is so old that any...
Hey, what is this? Why did the lights go out like that? We may be losing power. This is weird. This is just plain weird. Well, I wish whoever it is would play his cards right now. Why don't they do something? What's the point of us staying all cooped up here like this?
The point is this, miss. We're all kids in a closet here. Nobody understands what's going on. If there was some kind of saucer out there, landed in that pond, and he did come in here, I think it'd be a real healthy idea to pinpoint that particular somebody and keep him from leaving.
Makes sense. Maybe whoever it is just invisible. Maybe they're just trifling. Cat and mouse.
That is just childish nonsense. It's as good an explanation as any I've heard. But what if this thing doesn't show itself? What do we do? Just sit here holding our dicks?
Yeah, what about that?
Well, if somebody was to ask me... Well, no one did ask you, and no one will.
Why do you leave the old man alone?
Who invited you into this?
Well, I didn't realize we were waiting for invitations, but you got this big thing about bossing everybody around.
Look, it's tough enough just sitting here without...
Get over there and sit down, Gramps. Yeah, what's up? All right. The bridge is okay. What do you think, Perry? Can't hold him.
All right. Are they sure about that bridge? I don't like that sucker. She swings in the wind and she's not a suspension.
That was the county engineer. The bridge has been checked out and declared passable. We'll go on ahead, cross the bridge first.
All right, you can pay your checks right over here, ladies and gentlemen. Godspeed and safe trip. And y'all come back and see us now, you hear? That is, all but one of you. You had the chili, right? That's 90 cents, thank you. And you had, what, 14 cups of coffee? That was $1.40.
Goodbye, officer.
Miss McConnell.
Well, I counted 7.
That's right, 7.
Bet you by the time we get to Boston, he'll be 17.
Something for you?
Coffee. Black.
One coffee. Black. Hey, didn't you, what I mean to say is, did you go out on that bus?
I did indeed. Oh yes, I went out on that bus. And you know something? That bridge wasn't safe. It collapsed. The state police, car, the bus, everything kerplunk right into the river. It was a terrible scene.
I did indeed. Oh, yes. I went out on that bus. And you know something? That bridge wasn't safe. It collapsed. The state police, the bus, everything. Kerplunk. Right into the river. It was terrible. Terrible scene. No one got out. Except you. Except me. Very lucky, I guess. Very lucky. But what? You're not even wet. Wet? What's wet? What do you mean, what's wet? You landed in the river, but your clothes are all dry. An illusion, that's all. Just an illusion. Like that jukebox playing in the corner over there. That's an illusion, too.
Or, that telephone ringing. That's just an illusion. Just a parlor trick.
What are you? Some kind of magician?
Who, me? Oh, hardly. Now, before you faint dead away, I really ought to explain. The name isn't really Ross, and, I wasn't really going to Boston. No, I was sent as a kind of advanced scout. You know these, cigarettes, do you call them? They taste wonderful. We haven't got a thing like this on Mars. Incidentally, that's where I come from.
Right, you said that.
We're beginning to colonize. My friends will be arriving shortly. I think they're going to like it here. Lovely area. So remote. So pleasant. So off the beaten path. Just the perfect spot for colony, don't you think, Mr. Hailing? While we're waiting, how about a little of what you call music?
Oh, no! I don't mind. I have a little waiting to do myself. You see, Mr. Ross, my name isn't Haley. And I do agree that this is an extraordinary place to colonize. We folks on Venus had the same idea. We had it a few years ago. And I really ought to tell you now that your friends aren't coming. They've been intercepted. Oh, a colony is coming, but it's coming from Venus. And if you're still alive, you'll see how we differ. And I do agree with you about what they call music. Why don't you play some?
Incident. believed or disbelieved. However, if a sour-faced dandy named Ross or a big good-natured counterman who handles a spatula as if he'd been born with one in his mouth, if either of these two entities walks into your premises, you better hold their hands. All three of them. Check the color of their eyes, all three of them. The gentleman in question might be trying to pull you into the Twilight Zone.